Saturday morning, my friends. It is the weekend, and we are out and about early Saturday morning. So this is a perfect time to catch up. We are on our way over to the church right now. It is the day that we distribute the food baskets and Easter baskets to families in need. We have a very large working food pantry at our parish. We service about 75 families a week, but on holidays, Christmas, Easter, and Thanksgiving, we also do like other things. Like we do a big Easter meal and Easter baskets and stuff like that at Easter, and gifts and a meal at Christmas and stuff like that. So today is the day we deliver those for the Easter season. So that is where Doug and I are heading right now to go help with delivery and pickup and all that stuff. So I thought it would be a perfect time to catch you up. I feel like I haven't talked to you in so long. We had a very busy week for both of us, work-wise and life-wise. On Tuesday night, I got the first of my 2 COVID vaccines. I was scheduled for 5:15 Tuesday night at one of the mega sites in New Jersey. Now I'm not sure if it's the same all over the country. This thing is gonna fall down. I know it is. Hang on. Okay, let's try that. I'm not sure if it's the same all over the country or if each state is doing it different, but in New Jersey we have different phases, 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D. And I fell into actually my whole family falls into the 1B stage. 1B is child care workers, which is what I am. It's also people with existing conditions. Adam has the reactive airway disease. So, and Doug is, post-cancer. I mean, it was a long time ago, but they said it doesn't matter if you've ever had cancer, that's where you fall. And plus, him working from home and me with the child care, and Andrew being in education, being in a classroom right now, and then being in the classroom teaching full-time in the fall. So we all registered at different times because I wasn't sure who was eligible when. So we all registered on the state website. And Adam and I were the first to register, and about 2 weeks after we registered, we got our email saying, here is your link to schedule your appointment. So I scheduled my appointment. They're not scheduling into, Adam and Andrew need like May 17th or after when they're home from school, so they're up to May 4th. So I haven't scheduled Adam yet. And then about 2 weeks after I registered Doug and Andrew because they were dragging their feet. So I just took care of it for them. And the night I went for my vaccine, here in New Jersey, they do what's called a leftover line. And like I said, we went to what's called a mega site where, I'm sorry? Standby line. We call it the leftover line. Anyway, we went to a mega site. It is at the community college near us, and 12 hours a day they do nothing there but give out vaccines. You need an appointment. The National Guard, the Army National Guard kind of runs it along with the county, I guess. Does the county run it or the state? I don't know. Anyway, I don't even know how many people they vaccinated through this. But there is what they call a standby or a leftover line every day. And you can get in that line, and at 6:30, it closes down at 6 o'clock, and by the time everybody's out of there at 6:30, they see how many vaccines they have left. And once they're thawed, that's it. You either use them or lose them. So if there's some left, the people in the standby line can get their vaccine. So I had to go over at 5:15 on Tuesday, and Doug figured, you know what, I'm gonna go stand in the leftover line. Why not? You're going over anyway, it's not a big deal. So he did. He was number 14 in line, and they only had 5 left over. So he did not get his vaccine Tuesday night. The day before that, they said they only had 2 left over. So we didn't have high hopes. So fast forward to Wednesday. So I had mine Tuesday night, and the only reaction I had was a very sore arm. And that only lasted about 48 hours. So Wednesday here in Jersey, it poured buckets all day. Poured. So I said, Doug and I had the same thought. We're like, bet there's not a lot of people in the leftover line on a day like today. You should probably go over. Because at this point, he hadn't gotten his email yet saying that he was, ready to be scheduled. So he's like, it's really not that cold. It's just rainy. I think I will. So he got over there about 5:30-ish, about 5:30. And at first he thought he was the second person in line, but then he realized that all the people ahead of him, they were letting wait inside because of the rain. So it was him and somebody else that were still outside waiting, but they were underneath a canopy and all. He said it wasn't bad at all. And then they eventually let them in, and that's when he realized he was number 16. So the rain did not deter people for the leftover line. So he was number 16, and I didn't have any high hopes. And the next text I got from him was a picture of his vaccination card.
You're breaking my HIPAA law,
Yes, I am breaking his HIPAA law. Do I have permission to talk about this?
Sure.
As long as I have your permission, I'm not breaking the HIPAA law.
Okay.
Where was I now that he interrupted me? So they had 22, well, at least there were 22 people in the standby line, and all of them were vaccinated. So, oh crap, he forgot the road was closed. So did I. So now we have to, whoops. Anyway, sorry about that, squirrel. So where was I? Oh, so they were able to vaccinate all the people in the standby line, so he doesn't know how many they had. We wonder if the bad weather during the day kept people from going to their appointments, maybe. I don't know, but... So, Wednesday night, Doug received his first vaccine. We both received the Pfizer vaccine. Now, I know it's a personal choice, whether you get it or not. So please, don't leave me comments. It was our choice. We honestly were not sure what we were going to do when it first came out. We thought maybe we'd wait a while and things like that, but the more people that got it that we knew and had no issues or anything, we decided that it was the right thing to do for us and for those around us. So, no discussion on that, please. So we go in 3 weeks for our second, and hopefully we won't have any reaction, because that's usually when you get the reaction on that second one. So we will see. But anyway, and still waiting on the boys to schedule them. They both had, oh, here's the funny thing. So Doug waited in the standby line out in the rain and all that. He came home. We were sitting at the table eating dinner. About a half hour after he was home, him and Andrew both got the email. We're ready to schedule your vaccine appointment. So if we were a little more patient, he would have gotten his appointment and all, but like he said, it's done and dusted, and he's vaccinated, he's, starting. So that was our fun beginning to our week. We just had a lot going on. Like, Doug had a hair appointment, and I had other stuff going on, and just very busy with the baby, so I didn't get a lot of filming done this week as far as just what I eat in a day. I've had a pretty good week. A couple bite licks and tastes that I shouldn't have had, but not anywhere out. Oh my gosh, this holder is driving me crazy. Not, anywhere out of control. So today, after we're done delivering the baskets, I need to go to the deli and get lunch meat, because tomorrow is Sandwich Sunday. So we need to make sandwiches and take over to the church tomorrow morning. So we're gonna go get the deli meat for those sandwiches and get like the granola bars and other stuff that we donate. And then go home, and Doug wants to finish turning over the garden because we're going to get our potatoes in on Friday, next Friday. I need to make a cake. Tonight's pinochle night, and my sister-in-law asked me to bring dessert, so I am going to make a strawberry, like a cake roll. I'm going to do one with strawberry jam and cream in it. It is not going to be WW-fied, it's just going to be regular. I need to figure out the points because I am going to plan it in, a small piece. So I want to get that made. And I think that's the only thing I need to do in the kitchen because we're having dinner at my brother's, so I don't have to cook dinner or anything. We have not had any breakfast yet, so we'll have like a brunch when we get home. And it's Saturday, so it's Doug's turn to cook, although I'll probably end up doing it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll probably just have omelets and bacon or something like that because he wants to get out in the garden and I want to get that cake going because we are limited on time today because we have 5 o'clock mass tonight, and I'm ushering and Doug is singing solo, and it's going to be crowded because it is Palm Sunday weekend, and we have limited seating, so it's going to be tight. We do have our what they call the Kernan Center. It's like our social center, our gym, our hall. We do have that open for overflow seating. They have seats set up 6 feet apart. Well, they have some like family groupings together, and they live stream the mass over there, and then the people can come over at the end of mass and receive communion in person. And I have a feeling that will be utilized heavily today. So we would really like to get to churches at 5. We would really like to get there no later than like 4:10 because, like I said, we know it's going to be crowded. So our time this afternoon is a little bit limited on what we can do. I did not work out this morning. We had a great week of workouts. I have not run in about 3 weeks. Just because I told you we were having some issues with the treadmill and I'm a little bit afraid of it right now with it stopping. So I have been doing HIIT training and it's been kicking my booty. Oh my gosh. Was it Tuesday and Wednesday or Monday and Tuesday? We had such leg workouts and glute workouts. The two of us look like old people getting up and down out of chairs and in and out of bed. Oh my gosh. We were so sore, but that's good, utilizing some muscles. My legs have never felt stronger. So I do, now that the weather's starting to get nice and it's starting to get a little lighter in the morning, I do want to get back to running outside. I just need to get back in the mindset again because I've really been enjoying the HIIT. But I want to run at least twice a week. But we are almost to church. I've talked for 12 minutes catching you up on what's been going on. I think that's everything. I think I said Adam was coming home next weekend and now he's not. So we won't see them till next Sunday. And that's about it, I guess. Yeah, I think that's it. So I will be back. I'll maybe get some footage of us, no one else in the video, of course, but us delivering or what it looks, what the packages look like that we hand out. And that's it. So I'll talk to y'all soon. So here are some of the food boxes. There's food for their Easter celebration plus just food for, the week, like some cereal and rice and stuff. In the white bags is fresh produce. Then we have hams, and then in the back I have all of the perishables, butter and eggs and things like that. So we have 3 deliveries to make right now, and we're going to go do that. Well, that was quick. We had 3 deliveries to make, and 2 of them happened to be neighbors. So we were done really quickly, and now we're on our way home. When we were on our way back to the church to return our index cards, we saw in like a business parking lot a chicken coop for sale. I'm like, turn around, let's go look. And I thought it might have been like a used one that they were trying to sell, but it was not. It was a brand new build, and it was like gorgeous. It was $5,500. I was like, yeah, no. We can build one for $500 or so. And it was pretty much exactly what we wanted. So I took a couple pictures of it. So we'll see. We'll see. But I mean, it was beautiful. Don't get me wrong. But we can definitely do it for 1/10 of the cost. And it's funny because Doug wants to. I'm usually the one who has to be all like, you know, it has to look pretty and it has to be matchy-matchy. Doug's the one that actually kind of said that this time. Like, he's like, I want to make it look like the shed. We'll use the same paint. And we'll use the T111 on the sides. I'm like, wow, I must be rubbing off on him. And this one had T111 as the side. So I was kind of laughing about that. But not for that price. Yeah, we'll get building. Because he actually was designing it last night. You know, it's the one thing about that engineering mind and having all the software to design stuff. He was using his design program last night to start designing it. So hoping to have it the final design done very soon so we can get the parts list, get the cut list, and get buildings. I think next Tuesday the building is going to begin. So we'll see. We are heading home. We are very hungry. We are going to make some breakfast. I knew there was something else I wanted to tell you. I got put in Facebook jail last night. I did. I'm cooking bacon as I'm talking. So, long story short, a friend of mine had a post up, and the joke was about I'm not supposed to tell you the whole story. Okay, so a friend of mine and her family went down to a local lake, and they were fishing and stuff, and they found a metal ID bracelet that was completely rusted out and everything. And she posted on Facebook about what they found. Like, they found some other stuff in there, and she said they found this metal ID bracelet that had the name Doug on it. And she said, my daughter thinks Doug must have been a secret agent or something. So the lake where they found it is the lake that Doug's family lives on. I bought Doug an ID bracelet when we were dating back in high school. Yeah, guess whose ID bracelet it is. How funny. So I, responded to the post, and she put, as a joke, yeah, but is Doug a secret agent? Ha ha ha. I wasn't even thinking with my response. I wasn't even thinking. And I hope I don't get kicked off YouTube for saying this. I put on there, well, if I told you, I'd have to, yeah. Well, Facebook took it as a threat, and they put me in Facebook jail because of my comment. Only for 24 hours, but I am not allowed to comment, like, or anything on Facebook or post on Facebook for 24 hours. Not even in my own groups. Yeah. So I am in Facebook jail. I see some of the stuff that people put on Facebook, especially during election time, wishing people death and wishing people illness. They're still there. I make a little joke, and I can see that it was probably not the right joke to make, but you know how people always say that, if I tell you, I'll have to, and I get put in Facebook jail. That's okay. Maybe 24 hours of not being able to use Facebook will make me a little more productive. What do you think? Think? I don't know. Anyway, I knew I had something else funny to tell you. I should write these things down, and then I won't forget, but Doug said, yeah, I will. Somebody asked me today, I don't even remember now. Oh, I was going to take one of the other ladies that was delivering food baskets today, had expressed interest in some sourdough starter. And I said, just reach out to me when you're ready, whatever. And then I thought, I should take sourdough starter to Carol Saturday morning, because I'll see her while we're delivering baskets. And I just forgot this morning, honestly. And when I saw her, she's like, oh, I should have reached out to you. I said, I was going to bring it anyway, and I forgot it. And her husband's like, oh, senior moment. I'm like, no, toddler moment. The babies suck all the brain cells out of my head during the week, and it's a toddler moment. So yeah, that's what we'll say about me forgetting to tell you stuff, that it's a toddler moment. Okay, time to sit and eat breakfast. I have a 3-egg omelet with 2 points worth of Swiss cheese and mushrooms. So on blue and purple, the omelet is 2 points. On green, it would be 8 points. And I have 3 points worth of bacon. So blue and purple, we've got a 5-point breakfast, and green, we've got an 11-point breakfast, and I have a cup of tea going. So I'm gonna eat that and get started on my cake. So I just sat here and talked to you for 5 minutes. Never pushed the record button. Yeah. So let's see if I can remember what I said. I just got off the phone with my niece. We were on the phone an hour and a half catching up. An hour and a half. It was wonderful. So I got a lot done while I was talking to her. I got my floors swept and mopped. I got my cake out of the oven. I didn't show you how I made it because it's not a Weight Watcher recipe. You're not going to make it. But you know, I needed to take it for dessert tonight. So here it is. If you've ever made a jelly roll, you know that you wrap them up in a sugared towel to keep the shape. And then what I'll do is I'll unroll it. I will fill it with the filling. It's a strawberry and cream filling. And then roll it back up, put it in the fridge, and let it chill. It looks really, really perfect, like perfect. So, although I was on the phone with her, and I'm so mad at myself because I wasn't thinking, what I wanted to do was make it patterned. I wanted to take a little bit of the batter and tint it, and then pipe the batter in the pan in like a design or something, then pour the untinted batter over top, and then when you roll it, it's all patterned and it's beautiful. That's how I always used to make them back in the day when I made them constantly. I forgot to do it. So I'm just gonna decorate it with some sliced strawberries. Anyway, now as much as I wanna go outside and help Doug weed and be in the garden and be outside, I need to get a few other things done. One of those things is I wanna make homemade mayonnaise. Now, here's the caveat to the homemade mayonnaise. It's not low fat. I searched high and low for a low fat recipe, and there really are none for homemade mayonnaise. And that makes me wonder, how do they make low fat mayonnaise? What are they putting in it? And you know, we're trying really hard to do whole foods and real foods and things like that. So I'm going to try the homemade mayonnaise. It's high in points. 1 tablespoon is 4 points. As far as I can figure, that's a rough figure. I have to wait until it's actually done and measure it out. I was kind of like in my mind measuring. That's not bad if I'm just having like a BLT, or if I'm having a chicken sandwich or turkey sandwich, because I just use a small little slathering, probably like a half a teaspoon, honestly, just for the flavor. I don't need it clopped on there. The problem is going to come when I do egg salad or tuna salad, because I use a whole tablespoon for a can of tuna or a whole tablespoon for 2 eggs. I'm not willing to give up 4 points. So low-fat mayonnaise in a jar may have to be part of my 20%. Remember the other day I talked about the 80-20 for us, where as long as we are good and eating those whole foods 80% of the time, I will be happy. The mayonnaise might be part of my 20%. It might be sitting right next to the orange queso cheese. We'll see. But I was also thinking, when I make my egg salad, if I could use half mayonnaise and half Greek yogurt. That may be a great option. So I am going to make it. I'm going to see how it tastes. We might not even like it. We'll see, and we'll go from there. You don't know until you try, and there's no harm in trying. So I am going to aim the camera down. I am going to show you how I make this. I've never made it before. It could be a total bomb. We'll see. But you know what I always say, real life, I'm going to bring you along. Okay, so what we need 1 egg yolk, 2 teaspoons of Dijon mustard, 3 tablespoons of fresh squeezed lemon juice, quarter teaspoon of salt, half a cup of oil. Now this is canola oil because it's what I had. And I am going to use the immersion blender. Sorry, my cords are wrapped. Oh my goodness. It's a hot mess weekend, isn't it? Between the thing today in the car and this. My brand new tripod broke. I'm not a happy camper, so I have my old one all propped up. Okay, I'm gonna use the immersion blender method. You can do it in a food processor, you can do it in a blender. I'm using the immersion blender because honestly, I'm lazy and it's easier to clean. So, first thing we do, oh, and I also took 3 different recipes and combined them. So God only knows how this is gonna come out. First thing we're gonna do, in this exact order, add the egg yolk. Wow, that's thick. This is a farm fresh egg, so I would expect it to be thicker. And the egg should be at room temperature. Okay, that wasn't supposed to break because it's supposed to sink, but it'll be good. Then we're gonna add the lemon juice. We're gonna add the salt. We're gonna add the mustard. Then we're gonna add the oil. And we are going to let it sit for 1 minute. And the egg yolk is supposed to settle at the bottom. Well, ours broke, so ours was already settled at the bottom, but I will still let it sit for a minute. Now, once the minute is up, we're going to use the immersion blender in there, and we are going to start slowly pulsing it. And then supposedly in a few seconds, we'll start to see mayonnaise form at the bottom. And you can start moving the immersion blender up and down very gently to finish it off. It should take about a minute to make the mayonnaise. So it lasts up to 1 week in the fridge, it says. So what do you say? I don't know if that's a lemon seed. We don't want that in there. Yeah, that's a lemon seed. I thought I got them all out. Was it a lemon seed? No, it's not. Okay, we're good. So here we go. Let's see what happens. So there it is, the homemade mayo. Okay, why am I surprised that it smells exactly like mayo? It's supposed to, right? It always surprises me. So I got 2/3 of a cup, which is 32 teaspoons, which makes it 1 point a teaspoon, and it's 11 tablespoons, and it's 3 points a tablespoon, which I honestly don't think is horrible. So, but it all comes down to taste. So I am making Doug a little half sandwich. I just thawed a piece of our homemade bread, half a piece of Swiss on there. I'm gonna throw a little mayonnaise and turkey, and Doug's gonna do the taste test. Okay, Doug's not real thrilled about being on camera because he's not looking very camera ready because he's been out working in the garden all day and is looking a little
dirty,
gardeny. So, but I made a half a sandwich, so he's gonna give it a try. I did put a decent amount of mayo on there, much more than I would ever put on for a regular sandwich, because I want him to really be able to taste it. So,
and I like mayo.
And he likes mayo a lot. So here we go. Can you taste it?
Mm-hmm.
Does it taste like commercial mayonnaise?
With the Swiss is really strong, but...
Oh, I shouldn't have put the Swiss on there.
Yeah, I can taste it.
Is it good? Oh, okay, there you go. That's a good idea.
Yeah, it's good.
Is it?
It is. It tastes like regular mayo. It really does.
Okay, well, there you have it.
Even better than regular mayo.
Oh, see, he knows what to say. That's what happens when you've been married for 32 years. So it looks like a win, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so I just finished making the cake. It is absolutely gorgeous. I will show you a picture after it's decorated. And I have a cup of heavy cream left over. And once it's open, you have to use it within 7 days. So I am just going to make some butter. Might as well use it, right? So I just dump it in my KitchenAid and then let it whip until it turns into butter. And then you need to release the buttermilk out of it, which I will save to make my ranch dressing, and salt it, and you have butter. So I'll show you that once it's whipped. So basically you whip it and it'll turn into whipped cream. And then if you continue whipping it is when the buttermilk separates and it turns into butter. So I'll show you when it happens. Okay, so there is our butter. You can see the buttermilk is separating from the butter, so it broke. So now I'm just gonna strain out the chunks of butter into a bowl and see how much buttermilk we have left. Okay, there's definitely enough left in there to make some ranch dressing, so I'm just gonna put that in an airtight container in the fridge until I make some dressing, which will probably be tomorrow. And here is my butter. Now I just have to wash it, which means putting cold water in there and pressing it all to the side, doing it over and over until the water turns clear. That way all the buttermilk is out. You want to get all the buttermilk out of it because the butter will last longer and not go bad. So time to start doing that. Okay, so I'm just going to take some cold water, pour it on, use a wooden spoon, and just kind of press and knead in the water until it all comes together. And then I'm going to pour off this water and pour some new in. And I'm going to do this over and over until the water runs clear. Usually about 2 or 3 times. Now, if you're going to use this butter like right away, like if you're making it for a meal or something, you can skip this step because you're going to use it up and you're not going to worry about it going bad. See, it's already looking better, more clear, for sure. Just make sure when you pour off the excess, you're not losing any butter. Now, if you have a butter paddle, then you can use that. I don't, so I just use the back of a spoon. One more time. Should probably do it. See how nice and clear it's staying versus all that cloudy. Yep, this is good. So I'm just gonna dump this off. And then I prefer my butter salted. So I am just going to use regular old table salt because that's what I have in arm's reach. Throw some salt in there. Mix it up. Now this was only like a cup of heavy cream. You can see it doesn't really make too much butter. It's a good consistency. And that's it. I'm just gonna put it in a little jar and keep it in the fridge. And we have some homemade butter that we can use on our bread or on our rolls. I won't use this for cooking only because I only have a little bit of it. I'd rather save this deliciousness for where I'm really gonna taste it, like on a piece of toast or on a piece of bread. So that's how easy it is to make homemade butter. And like I said, would I do it all the time? Probably not. I mean, I've done it. We always do it with the babies at Thanksgiving. We put it in a jar and they shake, shake, shake it. Because that, you can do that too. You can put it in a jar with a marble and just shake, 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 and you'll make butter that way. You can do it in a food processor. I had my KitchenAid. It was out from making the cake, so that was the easy way to go for me. So there's our butter.
No, 2. We had 4 cards. How am I going to have 5?
What's the score?
We're winning.
23, 9, 11 is 2, 52 in the hole.
That's us.
Yeah, and we made 8, 48, 9, 89. To 48 in the hole.
Okay, we have a little digging out to do.
It can happen.
You can win.
Got a bid to dig out.
I've been bidding. But when you have a partner that doesn't help.
Well, you didn't bid nothing.
If you don't get the cards, you can't help it.
So, you saw my dinner. My sister-in-law made Mississippi pot roast and mashed potatoes and green beans. Perfect dinner. Exactly the points I had left. So, it was good. It was all good. And she pretty much makes her potatoes just like I do. And so it was perfect. Perfect. I did have a piece of the cake, which I knew I was going to, and that is, oh, I don't have my seatbelt on.
So what is that noise?
What is that noise? That was 9 points. Oh, this lighting's bad. That was 9 points for the cake. And I fit it in and I was happy with it, and I'm thrilled about the way my day went. The cake was delicious and worth every bite. And we left the rest of it there. So that is a huge win for me, because if it was in my house, I'd be picking at it for breakfast tomorrow morning. I know I would. So I'm glad we left it there for them. Had a great time playing pinochle. We switched up partners tonight, and my brother and I were partners, and my sister-in-law got stuck with Doug. I mean, had Doug as a partner.
You're right the first time.
So it was all good. All good. We won't be playing next weekend because it's Easter weekend. So anyway, we are heading home. We only live 1 mile? 1 mile, 1.2 miles from my brother. So we'll be home in a heartbeat, and I am going to bed because I am tired. Tired. And Ari is tired. Aria goes with us. Because I think I told you before, my brother and sister-in-law have Aria's sister. So they don't even play together. They look at each other, sniff each other, and then they each lay down at their respective feet of their masters. So whatever. So that's it for me tonight. Tomorrow we have sandwich making. Oh, we forgot to give Mary her palm. We have sandwich making tomorrow. And that's about it. I think we are probably going to finish designing the chicken coop. And honestly, I think we're just going to have a do-nothing day. We kind of need it and looking forward to it. So I will see you in the morning when it's time for breakfast and sandwich making. Good Sunday morning, my friends. It is Sunday and it is a very chilly, very rainy day in New Jersey. It's supposed to rain all day. I think it's just chilly because the heat was off in the house and it was 64 degrees when we got up. I don't like 64. I know some people like their houses cold. I like a comfortable 69 to 70 degree house. So put the heat on to get the chill off, and that should last for the day because I don't think it's supposed to be too cold. I just mixed up a batch of sourdough English muffin batter or dough or whatever, so I'm just gonna get those on the stove while I get breakfast and get our sandwich making station set up because it is Sandwich Sunday. So we have somewhere, I don't know how many sandwiches. I have 1.5 pounds of beef bologna, 1.5 pounds of turkey, and 2 pounds of cheese. So we're just going, and I have 3 loaves of bread. So we're just gonna make sandwiches until we run out of everything and then get those labeled and delivered over to the church by 11 o'clock. And I'm not sure what else the day is going to bring. I have a couple things in mind I wanna do, so we'll see how that goes. Okay, here is breakfast. I was gonna do the farmer's breakfast hash that I did last weekend, but I didn't. I made the potatoes and then threw the eggs on top of it, did those in a separate pan, just because I was sort of in a hurry. And I overcooked the eggs last weekend, so I want to mess with that a little bit and get my timing right. But this week I just did it like this. So I have 3 points worth of potatoes. I have 3 points on the blue and the green, 0 on the purple. I have 2 eggs, which are 0 on the blue and the purple, and 4 on the green. And I have a homemade English muffin, and this was one of the larger ones, so that is 4 points. So my breakfast on blue would be 7 points. On purple, it would be 4 points. And on green, it would be 11 points. And of course, cup of tea. So we just dropped off our sandwiches. This is the line you get in. We were a little bit early. And they have volunteers that just take it right out of the back of your car. There's our church. I don't know if I ever showed you the outside of it before. This is our 3rd time over here in less than 24 hours. And we live about 16, 17 minutes away. So not too bad. But it's a great system. You just pull up, the volunteers take it right out of your car and load it into their cars that they drive into Camden with. We are home from delivering the sandwiches, and we decided to not grill our steaks today because of the weather. And we decided that it is soup weather. So we're switching up the menu and making some soup. So of course, what am I making to go with the soup? Some bread. Trying out a new recipe from One Dish Kitchen, and it's for a small loaf of French bread. So it's like half the size or a third of the size of a normal loaf. So I'm gonna give that a try right now, see how that turns out, get it rising, because you know, by the time you get it rising and all that, it takes some time. And then get started on a few little crafty things I wanna do, and still working on that chicken coop design. So sandwiches are dropped off. Last month, I don't know if I told you this, last month they collected like 1,500 sandwiches that people made. So that is a beautiful thing. I'm getting a little bit hungry, so I am just gonna have a 100 calorie pack of the dill pickle cashews from Aldi, and that is 3 points. So I am working on a couple of signs This was a black sign that said something about love. It's canvas. I painted over that. I'm making it for my niece. And this was also a sign of my niece's. It said, I think, like, live, laugh, and love. And we're going to put a little saying on there about kids growing up. But that's going to need another coat. You can really see through it. I probably should have sanded it down first, but we'll just slap another coat on there. So that is what I am working on. Getting these two things painted and getting the designs designed. And Mr. Doug is still designing the chicken coop. We think we have it figured out exactly what we want, so that's what he's working on. Here is our Maryland crab soup for dinner. It is 0 points on the purple plan, 1 point on the blue plan, and 2 points on the green plan. And I am serving it with that bread I made. It came out really, really good. And this is a 2-point piece of bread. So there is my dinner tonight. Well, my friends, dinner was delicious and I am done eating for the day. If I have anything later, it might be some popcorn because we ate dinner really early. So if I'm hungry a little bit later, we'll probably just pop some popcorn. But I am going to just hang out here on the couch for a little bit and finish my April menu. I have a grocery pickup scheduled for Wednesday at Walmart grocery pickup. So I need to have my menu done so I can make my grocery list for the month. And I'm also, I think, going to have produce delivered hopefully on Wednesday. If I can get that scheduled, I have to do that tonight. Yeah, and that should be it for the month on that, or for groceries, and then I'll do a second produce in the middle of the month. So I just need to get the menu done though, so I know exactly what I need to order. What else? So that's about it. It was a busy weekend, very packed weekend. That bread turned out really, really good. I enjoyed it a lot. I'll link, I'm not going to put it on my website because why reinvent the wheel? I will link the recipe to it below. It made a bigger loaf than I thought it was going to. So I had like an extra piece or two, which I shouldn't have. Still within my points, but I really didn't need it. So I would even maybe try to make it a little bit smaller even next time. Just enough with no leftovers. Although we'll probably have it for breakfast either tomorrow or Tuesday. I have to look at the menu and see if there's anything that we need toast with, because I'll just slice it down and toast it. I do need to get some sandwich bread made this week at some point. I'll figure out when, because I only have like half a loaf left in the freezer. Yeah, so that's about it. So it was a busy weekend, but a good weekend. Next weekend is Easter, and I will probably vlog. We will, trying to look at the schedule here. Friday, I will have my menu and grocery haul up, hopefully. And then I'll vlog Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. It'll be a 3-day one because we'll be away and I won't have any way of uploading or anything. So I'll extend it to 3 days. I don't think we have a lot I mean, we're going down to see the boys, but I don't know. We'll see what the day brings. And they have school Monday, so we're probably going to come home kind of early, which will actually be good because Doug may be able to start, if we get home early enough, Doug may be able to start maybe making some wood cuts for the coop and stuff, because they're supposed to start building it Tuesday, and we need to get our butts in gear. So, yeah. Okay. I will catch up with you hopefully tomorrow for a full day of eating. Depends on the kids, depends on the babies. I'm going to try. So thanks a lot for spending some time with me this weekend, and I will catch you all sometime this week.